Raised in the Deep South, our next guest will be coming to the North Charleston Performing Arts Center to cut up and make audiences laugh during his emotional support tour. Let's welcome comedian John Crist. Welcome.
Oh yeah, I'm back. Can't wait to be back in Charleston. It's been a minute. I love you guys.
Yes, well, we were talking before we got started. You're also an avid golfer, so you know our golf courses pretty well, don't you?
Oh yeah, that's kind of like y'all's. That's kind of like y'all's greatest export, maybe. I feel like Charleston. You're like, you don't even have to play golf. Where they're like, we're going to Charleston. You're like, dude, you got golf? Like, I bet that airport baggage claim is just full of golf clubs.
It is, actually. You're not wrong about that. It is certainly a commodity that we take a lot of pride in. But sir, you are a very popular man. You have more than 1 billion views online. That's incredible. So your brand of humor it resonates with a lot of people, evidently.
Yeah, well, okay, so it's funny, we were talking right before. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, but I grew up in Lilburn, Georgia, which is a small town just in the north of Atlanta. But I used to work at Chick-fil-A. I'm one of 8 kids. Everybody's homeschooled. I was going to say forced to go to church, but maybe not forced, but it's definitely strongly encouraged. Youth group, Bible study, and of course, growing up around the South, I mean, there's just a trove of information to make jokes about, and I guess that's why all the videos have taken off.
Well, a lot of people can relate. Well, being forced to go to church, I mean, it kind of came with the package. Your dad is a pastor.
Oh yeah, well, it's kind of, let me think of the best way to put it. It's like we're all, maybe a lot of people go to church if they're woken up and they got plenty of time. It was 3 services every Sunday, and then Wednesday and youth group Friday. It wasn't really, they would like to look back and say we had a choice, but I don't know if we really did. But it's funny because everybody growing up in the South, whether they're not currently, let's say, religious or practicing but everybody knows about it. That's what's beautiful about the South.
It's true.
South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, everybody interacts with it at some level, and that's what makes the joke so good.
Absolutely. Well, it's needless to say that you grew up in a very wholesome childhood, a wholesome household, but your brand of humor, it retains some of that wholesomeness, doesn't it? It doesn't have to be dirty and nasty like a lot of these other comedians.
Well, I say, like, if you're talking about like Southern people or rednecks or even white people or homeschoolers or even Christians, I try to explain to people, like, I joke about it from the inside. I'm saying we, like Southern people, we are silly, like we do funny stuff, not pointing a finger at y'all. There's like any group that I'm making a joke about. For the most part, I'm a part of it. I'm like, man, these people that watch these NASCAR races or these rednecks at Waffle House, these people are crazy. But an hour and a half ago, I was at Waffle House, so I can't point the finger at anybody. I'm just observing the culture that we all live in. I'm like, man, this is a little bit crazy. And
well, you just said it. That's a little bit third-party perspective as well, though, isn't it? So you can then lend that irreverence to the culture that everyone knows as the South.
Yeah, it's almost like if somebody makes fun of like your mom, if it's not one of your siblings, like you'll fight them. Like you will literally fight somebody. But if one of your brothers or sisters makes fun of your mom, we'd be like, yeah, mom's crazy for sure.
Right.
But it's like joking about it from the inside. They'll let you get away with it, and everybody can always tell if someone that's a part of that culture or trying to point fingers at it. So
tell us more though about this tour, the emotional support tour. So what kind of jokes are you telling, and give our audience a little sneak peek?
Oh man, well we have a big family group text. I say I'm one of 8 kids. Everybody's married except for me and my brother, and like my sister goes to women's marches, and my dad stormed the Capitol. So we got everybody. That's a little bit of an exaggeration. We got everybody in there, and everybody's just firing off jokes all the time. And like my sister had a baby a couple months ago, and they put the photo in it, and I'm like, this baby looks weird. Like this baby, why is this baby like? It looks like it has a cone head, but no one's saying it. No one will say it in the group text, and everybody has like everybody family has like a side group text where we're all saying stuff about this baby, and nobody wants to put it in the main group text. And then somebody sees it, they hear about it, it starts all kind of fights. Like the family in your neighborhood are the best sources for comedy 10 times out of 10.
And it sounds like there's a bless your heart in there somewhere, John. Well, the Emotional Support Tour, this is on Thursday, January 18th. Show is at 7 p.m. Doors open at 6. This is at the North Charleston Performing Arts Center. So you want to come see John Crist in person, live, on stage, and have a great time. John, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I'll see you guys soon.
We'll see you soon. We're back after this.